Yes. Yes. It will only show when you speak. So right now, if I'm speaking, then it will show. Okay.
Yes, we are live, right?
Yes, yes, we are live. We'll just begin in 2, 3 minutes after we
Yeah,
have.
2 minutes. Yeah, 2, 3 minutes.
So it's already 6 p.m. We'll wait 1 or 2 minutes more for to give people some time to join in, and then we can start.
Yes, sure.
Okay, all right. So we can just begin now.
Yes.
Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to the live streaming on our YouTube channel, Boarding Pass for Success. We are going to talk about the issue that has been present in so many people's minds, especially students' minds, as to how is COVID-19 affecting their study abroad plans. So we are going to concentrate our discussion based on that. My name is Kushbu Vaidya, and I'm the founder of Boarding Pass for Success. Now, I would like to take a minute here to talk what Boarding Pass for Success is. So, as you can see, I'm an engineer myself as well. I have also done my master's from Canada from University of Waterloo, and I have also been working in BlackBerry Brock Solutions, and also have a teaching experience of teaching in SUNIT in Surat as well. So after that, I wanted to delve on my passion on education and inspiring people, and that is when I started Boarding Pass for Success to bridge the gap between academia and industry and help engineering students understand what are the diverse options out there for them. So as you can see, students usually have this career confusion as to what are the options after BTech and especially which is the right one for them. And even if they know what they want to do, sometimes they have no clue where do they want to start from or where should I get the right information from. So what we have done for that is we have created STEM career talks on our YouTube channel Boarding Pass for Success, where we interview people from India, USA, Canada, and talk about diverse fields. And these resources are so valuable and insights are so valuable, and you can access them for free. Students can access them for free on our YouTube channel. They can know about the different fields, the job market in India, USA, as well as Canada, understand what are the industry requirements, what are the important skills and projects that they should focus on, and what lessons did they learn, and they give some valuable insight which is so much useful to the students out there. What we have done is we have interviewed people with a profile of so many diverse and big companies and all startup companies as well. As you can see, there's Amazon, there's Google, there's iRobot. We also have people from MIT in USA, in Stanford, from IIT, NIT, Arista Networks, and so much more. What we want to do here is to convey students that if you follow a certain path, if you get certain resources, if you get valuable insights, you too can create a career based on your interest. And how you want to do that, this is what STEM Career Talks will provide you. And the best part is, even if the interview is half an hour long, you don't have to, you might not need to listen all. What we have done is we have provided in the description the timestamps. So here, for example, we took an interview of Milind Doshi, who is working in Amazon in USA, and he talks about how to build a career in software development. So if you want to just know about what are the important skills or how is the job market, you can just click on the timestamps. Those are mentioned over here, and you can directly get to know what you want to know as well. Along with that, we have conducted seminars for over 3,000 plus students in colleges and universities in Gujarat as well as in Mumbai. And we have talked about inspiring engineering innovation, abroad studies for robotics, awareness of robotics and its applications, and so many diverse topics we have covered up during our seminars with these students. We also have a robotics collaborator, Jayam Patel, who gives robotics mentorship, online mentoring sessions to high school as well as engineering students to create a strong background in robotics as well. If you need information, you can just visit our website, boardingpass.life, and you'll get the information there. So, coming back to why we are over here, today we have with us Pranav Patel, who does research based abroad studies counseling. Because what happens is many times students, when they go to different consultancies, they have like a list of company universities that they make students apply to. But what Pranav Patel does is he checks the profile of the student, and based on that he researches which is the best university or college for that particular student. Now, he has already done his MBA from USA, from Long Island University, and is an engineer himself. And since he always wanted to come back to India and do something over here, that is when he started Prime Consulting. And it has been 11 years. He has 11 years of experience consulting students and guiding students for abroad studies. And now, since it is there's COVID-19 going on, everything is going online. Even if he is in Ahmedabad, he still provides counseling to students online all over India or anyone outside India as well. So here is his phone number and his email ID, so you can note it down. This streaming would also be put on our YouTube channel later on, so you can always access the phone number and email at that time. uh, so, also before going ahead, I would just like to mention that we have already conducted an interview with Pranav Patel as well for abroad studies, as to like talking about the tuition fees and funding, shortlisting universities, what to keep in mind while applying, especially recommendation letters, what should the basic minimum GRE score be, and we have covered all those details on in another of our video, which you can find on our YouTube channel. Today, what we are going to focus on is how is COVID-19 going to affect your study abroad plans. So, saying that, let's welcome him and get some useful insight about this field. So, hello, Pranav Patel. I welcome you here to this live streaming on YouTube channel.
Thank you, Kushbu. Uh, we are living in an extraordinary time of COVID. So this is a very unique experience for all of us. And especially, I get many calls from the students and the parents regarding what to do next with this COVID situation. What are the timelines and how to proceed further for further education and higher education planning. So this initiative by you, I'm sure the students and parents will get meaningful insights of the future timelines and the planning ahead, so that the students can apply to the best universities in coming intake. So we would like to start the presentation now.
Definitely, definitely. And to all the viewers, we already have a list of questions that we have got from many of our students. So we are going to focus on that. Meanwhile, you can
Okay.
also write down your questions in the live chat as well. And we will be monitoring those and coming back to those questions as well. Pranav Patel, let's start with the interview with you telling us about the visa information in USA and Canada,
Yes,
because
yes.
we have been getting so many news these days as to like what Trump is doing on H-1B visas, and recently we got some news on F-1 visa. So can you throw some light upon the status, visa status in USA and Canada,
Sure.
please?
So I assume that my PPT is visible to audience now.
Yes, it is visible. You can do the slideshow, and then I think it will be more visible in full screen.
Okay,
Yes.
fine. So let's start with the scenario for US visa right now. As on March 20th, that is before, let's say, almost 100 days, there was an update from the consulate that they are suspending all routine visa services. So since then, there is no update from the US consulate in India. The visa categories, including study permit, tourist, other non-immigrant and immigration categories, are suspended as of now, as we are speaking right now. So there is no update from the consulate, and they always say on their websites that you need to keep track of all the updates on the websites themselves. So I have to check the websites every day to know the updates. So this is the snapshot of the last available update on the consulate. So that was on March 20th. So currently, they are not processing any visa applications, whether it's non-immigrant visa categories or immigration petitions. Again, this is the visa application website. So they are also saying that as of March 20th, they are canceling routine immigrant and non-immigrant visa appointments, and they are not going to process any applications, and they are not able to provide a specific date of operations of their normal starting of the consulate at this time. So again, there is no update from the consulate. All the visa application centers located in New Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, and other document delivery centers, they are all closed right now. So for this fall, US visa, the students who got admission into US universities, it's almost closed now. So and some of the universities, they are offering online courses for this fall. So there was a recent update yesterday only that foreign students could be forced to leave US if colleges move online, and they have already taken this decision that you cannot enroll for online classes to maintain your full-time students visa status. So this update has just came yesterday. So many of the universities, they are also planning to have some kind of hybrid model to international students, so that they don't face any student status related issues in US. So to summarize, there is no clarity for visa in US, at least for fall 2020 as of now. No, consulates are closed and there are no biometric appointments available to any of the applicants.
Okay, all right. So to like you mentioned that it is all it seems like at least for these next 6 months, at least for fall 2020, for USA it is it doesn't seem viable or feasible to actually think of coming here. So it's better that students, if they were planning for fall 2020, it's better that they defer it to the next year, which is January 2021. So now I can see
Yes.
that you have information for visas in Canada. Yes. So can you tell us about that?
Yes, so Canada also, there was an update from Canadian immigration that they are not accepting any paper-based applications. The students who want to apply for study permit, or the professionals who got their work permit applications ready, they can apply directly online on their websites. There is no paper based application they are accepting now. And of course, there would be travel restrictions even after they get their study permit or work permit. They will have to go for quarantine for 14 days after they land in Canada. So they must make relevant arrangements. Some universities are offering quarantine or related services to international students, but many of the universities, they are still checking whether they would be offering hybrid courses or online courses for international students who are uh, going to Canada on study permit. So these are the latest updates. There are no paper-based applications as of now, and they are reviewing only uh, electronic online applications for study permit and work permit. This is important update regarding biometrics. Since biometrics is collected at different locations throughout India, all the Canadian visa application centers uh, who do this kind of biometric procedure, all of the centers are closed right now. So you cannot get your biometrics done. You have to wait. Even if you get your study permit, whenever there is an update from the Canadian consulate, you have to do or let's say provide biometrics as per the instructions of the Canadian embassy or consulate. So right now, no one can take biometrics appointments. So uh, you have to wait for biometrics appointments. So technically, there is no clarity for Canada's visa for this fall also. So for US and Canada, both the countries, for this fall session should be avoided. So uh, the next slides I
Yes,
would
please.
address on whether to go for this fall, whether to opt for any online courses if universities are offering, or what should be your priorities.
Right, sure. So I think, as you said, like for Canada as well, you said that online applications are they are still doing, but there is no point of it because the appointments for biometrics is not yet open. So there is no point, and we still are not sure when they will be able to do it because the cases are seem to be rising in USA, and Canada is also trying to control their cases as well. So even
Hmm.
for people aspiring to go for fall 2020 in Canada, we would recommend that they defer it to January 2021 as a safety
Yeah.
measure. Okay, so the next
Yes.
is, as I can see, that is it advisable to go online as well if they do it online?
No, I don't recommend online classes option because there is no clarity whether visa will be granted or not in future. Because let's say some students they start taking online courses, they earn credits for this fall 2020 sitting in India, and then they apply for visa for January 2021 intake. And what if the visa doesn't get approved because of some reason like lack of paperwork or some other uh, genuine issues? Then you can't risk uh, paying the fees before acceptance of your visa.
Right.
So online courses is not a good option for international students. If you have visa, if there is a provision that you will earn credits, then only you can opt for that. Otherwise, I mean, I strongly recommend that you defer your admission offer, or let's say if you are aiming to start your education, then consider January 2021 intake or next fall, that is August September 2021 intake.
Okay, all right. That makes sense. So, especially during the next 6 months, they can focus on building their portfolio in the right manner or researching about universities for the next year. So yes, can you talk
Yes.
about the January 2021 intake and the ones after that as well?
Sure. So I'll cover two countries, US and Canada. If you start your education from spring, if spring or January is your first semester, you cannot do summer internship starting from, let's say, month of May same year, because there is a rule by US government that you need to complete at least 2 semesters before you are eligible for an internship, off campus internship, working at any company. So that is a drawback for January intake. So the students who are willing to do summer internship in their first year itself, January intake may not be a best option to opt for. While in Canada, there is no limitation. Internship is possible. You can do internship whenever you want. And for US, most top rank universities, they don't offer January intake because fall is the main intake, and most of the students they complete their studies either in the month of April or May, and they get their results, final year results, in the month of June or July. So most of them they start their education from the month of August or September without any break. So fall is the main intake, and that's why many of the top ranked universities, they don't offer January or spring intake. While
Okay.
in Canada, most universities offer January intake, but there are reputed B schools that don't have January intake or spring intake because they start every fall only, August, September intake only. So if you are aiming at top rated B schools, MBA programs, or other management related programs, it's better to check the university websites and confirm whether they are accepting applications for January intake.
Right.
And for USA also and Canada also, most of the students who got admission for this fall 2020, they are deferring their admissions to January or spring 2021 intake. So there would be increased competitions for the students who haven't started applying to US or Canadian universities, because some of my students, they are still taking, or they are still preparing for their GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, IELTS tests. So they will appear for those tests in the month of July, August, or September for January 2021 intake. But I already told them that it, there might be an issue of increased competitiveness, because many of my students, they defer their fall 2020 admission to January 2021 intake. So the universities may find it difficult to accept new applications for January intake. This is for both US and Canada. And for USA, since January is not the main intake, there are limited funding options available, or very few universities offer scholarship uh, for January intake. So similarly, it's for Canada. Since it's not the main intake, funding options are limited. So for US, if you are serious about applying to top rated universities, if you have very good test scores and academics, then only you should try to get into good ranked universities, because competition would be already intense for this January 2021 intake. Otherwise, for Canada, you will have more number of options compared to US, because Canadian engineering departments, they have more intakes available starting from January or spring intake. So you can definitely try to get into Canadian universities or colleges.
Right.
So if you are targeting January 2021 intake, you should be done with your test like GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, IELTS, or for undergrad students, it is SAT by August or September 2020. You have around 2 months time to take the required test and apply to universities, so that you have better chances of acceptance. You have to check application deadlines on university website for each intake. So for January, take required test by this September 2020. It's
Right.
you
And
have
I
around 2 months
one more
time.
thing. One more thing is also like for US, it is recommended that you take by August September. But so many colleges or universities in Canada, since their term starts from September, I think the application deadline is also by January as well. So
Mhm.
students also have a deadline that they could at least give the exams by at least November 2020
Yes, that is for next fall.
for next.
This,
Yes.
yeah, this is for January 2021 intake.
Okay,
I am
that's correct.
going to the next slide this is again May, or let's say summer intake. Very few universities in US, they offer summer intake, because again, you can't do summer internship as part of your curriculum, or there are no funding options available. So for US, it is not recommended at all that you consider summer 2021 intake, because very limited university options would be there for you. For Canada, there is no issue. You can apply for May 2021 intake. Many colleges and universities offer summer intake, and you get funding also. And it is okay if you are appearing late for your competitive test like GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, or IELTS. Then you have another, let's say, 6 months time to apply for your summer 2021 intake. So you can apply for May intake somewhere around January 2021, before 4 months of summer intake.
Okay.
And this is the main intake, fall intake, that is August or September. For both the countries, most of the students, they apply to the best universities for fall intake. Summer internship is possible for US, because if you start in fall, you complete fall semester, you then complete spring semester, January to April or May, and then you can work on full-time summer internship for 4 months, May, June, July, August, so that you get very good international exposure working at US companies. Canada, again, they don't have any internship related problem at all. So you can consider main intake for Canada. And there are very good scholarships or funding options available for fall intake, and similarly for Canada also. And competition would be there again, as most of the students who recently completed their studies, who are preparing for their competitive exams, or students who are in the final year right now, who have just entered into seventh semester, they will also complete their educations in May 2021. So they would also like to start their higher education just after completing their degree program. So most of the students, they would like to apply for next fall 2021 intake. So which is the best option available to all international students from India.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so for next fall 2021, if you are targeting next August September intake, then you have uh, enough time to prepare your application related materials, including test scores. So if you are aiming to get into top 15 or top 25 US or Canadian universities, then it is recommended that you have both the test scores, either GRE or GMAT, and TOEFL or IELTS ready by October 2020, this October 2020, because many of the top rated business programs like MBA and other engineering programs also, they have deadlines starting from October. It goes up to January for top 20 or 25 universities. For Canada also, you should be ready with your application related materials by November 2020, because top Canadian universities, they have deadlines starting from November. It goes up to January. So you have to make sure that you have once you have shortlisted relevant universities based on your profile preferences and other criteria like location or budget preferences, you have to get all application materials ready by the deadline period. So you have to check the application deadlines on individual university website.
Okay. All right. So basically, if for students who are planning for January 2021 intake, you should have your test ready by August, September of this year, 2020. And if you are planning
Yes.
for fall, that is from August or September intake, if you're planning for that intake, 2021, then you should have the test ready by October 2020 for at least USA. And for Canada, you should have all these tests ready by November 2020.
Yes, there are many good universities. that have deadline up to first week of Feb, first week of March, or let's say up to 15th April also,
Okay.
because many of the universities, they want to evaluate students' seventh semester results. Because if you are an engineering graduate, if you are studying in the seventh semester right now, you will have your examination somewhere around October or November or even in December this year. So you won't have your results or mark sheets or official transcripts ready before the application deadline. So you will have to apply with your results up to sixth semester. So in that case, what most universities do is they ask students to send remaining seventh semester results up to, let's say, uh, first week of Feb or first week of March or even middle of April. So by that time, all the students would have their seventh semester results, so that they will evaluate the latest semester results. Because fifth, sixth, and seventh semester courses are the major courses of any degree program. So they would like to evaluate seventh semester results. So I know many of the universities, they put applications on hold once they receive seventh semester results or latest results from the student. They usually come out with admission decisions somewhere around March or April.
Okay. So
So
it is
it's
advisable
not
that you check the
that you must.
website.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So for that, you have to check relevant websites of the universities you want to consider applying to. Otherwise, there is no strict rule that you must submit your application related materials by October or November 2020. You can still, sometimes you can still take the uh, test again if you are not happy with your first attempt of, let's say, GRE or GMAT in October. You can always retake and get the get better scores on your test in, let's say, December or January. And along with your seventh semester results, you can submit your latest credentials. So that will also help universities to evaluate your profile. So, they can definitely compare your latest results and test scores with other applicants, and you have better chances of getting acceptance.
Okay, all right. So students,
Yeah.
make sure you keep checking university websites and make sure that you check the intake, because many times what students do is they go to the university website and they mistake certain deadlines for other intake. So make sure that you check for the relevant intake that you want. On the top, they would have mentioned for September intake, for January intake. So make sure you read those things beforehand and verify everything before you come to a conclusion. All right. So, going ahead, yes, I think we discussed about this that many students are not aware that there is this one thing. Well, they give their IELTS. So, yes, can you throw some light on that?
Yes, yes. So this is very important to most of the students. They are not aware of this application related timeline or process, because most of the students, when they take these tests like GRE, GMAT, SAT, TOEFL or IELTS, they don't know about official score reporting. So they miss the opportunity provided by the testing agency to send their official score report without any charges to four or five universities they would like to apply to at the later stage. So you can, if you plan your university shortlisting before you take the test, you can save up to 20,000 rupees. That is a very big amount, your parents' hard-earned money. So make sure that you shortlist at least four or five universities where you are definitely going to apply before you take those tests. So you can save a lot of money. As I mentioned, up to 20,000 rupees. It's not a small amount. You would save that kind of money on your application related expenses.
Okay, all right. So basically, uh, So that means that people who will be giving their test this year, let's say by August, September, or by November, make sure that you do that research of which university or college fits your profile. And if you want to know how to shortlist universities and which college or university fits your profile, then we have already conducted an interview. And as you can see on the screen, that it's episode 13 of the STEM Career Talks on our YouTube channel. You can just check that out. And we have mentioned how to shortlist universities and which is the right university for you, and based on the rankings and location and tuition fees and everything. So make sure you do that research, and you can save money, as Mr. Pranav mentioned, and you can go ahead with that. Right. So we
Yeah.
have a question from one student who says that when should one consider giving IELTS, since its validity is just 2 years and the situation is uncertain. So I think we also discussed on this previously as to the validity, whether it should be there while applying or also when they start their college.
Yes. So, if the student is considering next fall of 2021, then the student can take IELTS anytime, because IELTS validity is of 2 years. So, you have to make sure that by the time you apply and get your visa, your IELTS score must be valid. So you have to plan your IELTS accordingly. So at the time of admission application also, you should have your IELTS score valid. And once you apply for your visa, you have to upload your IELTS score, particularly for Canada. So in that case, it should be valid.
Okay. All right. So you should have it valid till from admission criteria as well as visa criteria, and make sure that when you land there, at least till that time, it should be valid. So you can plan it accordingly.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So I think that was one question that we had from the students
Mhm.
as well. And let's say another question was, if students have to, like for the next 6 months, if they are deferring their term to next year, so what would you suggest them to concentrate on to build their profile better so that they could apply for better universities as well?
Okay, so most of the students are currently sitting at home right now. They are doing different kind of activities. They are, I know some students of mine, they are learning some new softwares or technologies, or getting some online certification from universities like Harvard or Stanford, some coding techniques, or which may be useful to them after going there. They are building their resume right now, just to include that they have certain certification, or they know certain programming languages, or they are good at some designing or other mechanical related softwares. So if you have time, please, along with your uh, uh, test course preparations, you should focus on other aspects of your technical proficiency. Also, you can learn some different language, because if you are applying to a US university, if you know some, let's say, French or German or Spanish language, then it would be an added value on your resume. For Canada also, if you know French language, then it will add value to your profile. It will be helpful after going there. You can also get points for PR. So these are different things you can take care of while you are sitting at home. Most of the students had their exams or some kind of online exam interview right now. But uh, as and when you get some quality time, you should focus on learning different technologies or other aspects that can help you get a very good job after moving to US or Canada.
Okay. So that's
And
amazing
you can,
information.
yeah, Khushbu Vaidya has a lot of technical material, especially for STEM professionals. So I highly recommend that you watch all the videos of the experts in their fields. So you will have better insights of what kind of experience or how they build their profiles.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And based on what you said, if students want to build their profile better and want to see what are the other different opportunities out there, what are the different STEM fields out there, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Boarding Pass for Success, and you will see that there are many interviews in the field of robotics, data science, computational neuroscience, which is a relatively very new field, and also people who are working in Amazon, Google, uh, they have also given their insights on how they built their career and what sort of projects that they do. So this is the best time that you can get to work on it and build your profile accordingly. So, saying that, thank you so much, Pranav Patel, for sparing your time and giving out such useful information. Basically, because students are really overwhelmed as to what they should do because of the new news that keep coming on the visas and everything. So, I think you gave them a very good insight on what they should focus on and what intake they should focus on. Like you said, that fall 2020 is something that is not feasible, is not a feasible option, and doing it online is also a risk because you are paying the fees, and what if your visa is not accepted? So there is always a risk factor, and since this is happening for the first time, you don't know how colleges or consultancies are going to handle this. So the best scenario is you wait till the consulates start and then apply for the interview and then defer your term to the next year. So thank you so much for giving such valuable insight and being a part of this.
Thank you for having me. I hope my uh, uh, presentation was really helpful. And if you have any question, if the audience has any questions, I am just a phone call away. I usually don't take any let's say uh, any fees for initial professional advice. But if you want to apply to the best university, then there is a standard consultancy for that. But if you have any minor questions, or if you feel that you want to discuss something before you decide whether to go to Canada or US, or which for which intake, for that kind of queries and confusion, I am always available on phone. You can call me. My number is displayed, and you can also write to me on my email.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the
You're welcome.
viewers. And yeah, subscribe to our channel to know more about the new events coming up. Thank you, everyone.